If you've been looking for a way to lose weight effortlessly, you've probably heard of things like drinking more water, eating smaller portions, taking fat burners, eating from smaller plates, using body wraps, chewing your food slower, and using the stairs instead of the elevator. But unfortunately, the truth is that none of these tricks really work, or at least they don't work to the degree that you need them to work to come anywhere close to making an actual noticeable difference. And the reason why these tricks don't work can be explained very easily with a quote from President Roosevelt that goes like this: "Nothing worth having was ever achieved without effort." The point is that no matter how hard you look, you won't find the magic pill that lets you lose weight without putting any effort at all into diet and exercise. However, there are ways that you could change your mental disposition and your outlook to make weight loss a much more effortless process. Even though that doesn't sound as appealing as a magic pill, these methods are actually real, and these psychological as well as physical tricks that I'm about to share with you in a second will really help you lose weight with less resistance from your mind and your body. Let's start with the very first and probably the most important one. You have to come to the understanding that you don't have to enjoy dieting and exercising in order to do it. And to prove this, I'm about to tell you something that no other personal trainer has ever told you. After consistently working out for over 15 years, after being a personal trainer for over 10 of those years, and after being a fitness model, and even after opening 3 of my own gyms, I can admit that I never loved exercising, ever. In fact, most of the time, I don't even enjoy it. Even now, after all these years, there are plenty of days where I absolutely hate working out, but I still do it almost every day, regardless of how I think or feel about it. The reason why I bring this up is because realizing that you don't have to enjoy exercise to actually do it is a very important distinction. And it's important because so many people that struggle with weight loss believe that other people that are in good shape are the types of people that love working out. Meanwhile, they don't. So this creates a mental barrier that says, I can never do that. I can never do what more athletic people do because I'm different. I happen to hate exercise. The reality is that there are plenty of people in incredible shape that hate exercise just as much as you do. But the difference is that they realize that their thoughts and their feelings are not the same as the actions they take. So regardless of what you think or how you feel about exercising, I want you to take this one action that could change your whole life. Just show up. Now, why would you just show up to something that you absolutely hate? Well, there are 2 major reasons. The first one is actually my next tip, and it can be summed up with another quote. The delay of gratification is exactly what leads you to gratification. And the point here is that, sure, eating a good diet and exercising might suck. I mean, with exercise alone, if you're doing it right, you'll be covered in sweat, barely able to breathe, while feeling sore all over your body. That sounds like torture, and in a sense, it is. But something far worse than that feeling is the feeling you get from constantly reaching for instant gratification. Anyone that has spent a whole day giving into their urges and seeking convenience as well as expediency has felt like absolute garbage by the end of the day. However, by delaying that feeling of gratification, you're actually able to attain it. I'll give you some examples. If you lay around eating junk food all day, let's say, by the end of the day, you're just laying there, mindlessly shoving cheese doodles in your mouth that no longer even taste good. And you're feeling tired, even though you did nothing, you're feeling tired, practically nauseous and disgusted with yourself. Meanwhile, if you skip a couple meals and eat when you're actually hungry, even the healthiest food tastes absolutely delicious. This is your mind's deceptive aspect of instant gratification. Another example is if you never exercise because you want the instant gratification of feeling comfortable at all times. Makes sense. Exercise creates discomfort, so you should avoid it. Well, not exercising for long enough will make your muscles atrophy, and then that same exact discomfort that you were trying so hard to avoid, the sweat, the heavy breathing, the aches and the pains, all of those that were associated with exercise, you'll feel that discomfort just by walking up a flight of stairs. As you age, you'll develop diseases like obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease, all of which create far more discomfort than an hour of exercise, even if you were doing it every single day. By coming to the realization that the delay of gratification is actually what leads you to gratification, you won't fall for the deceptive tricks that your mind will play on you, and instead you'll be more excited to actually just show up because of the understanding of how you'll feel when it's done. The second reason why you should just show up is because motivation snowballs, and unfortunately, so does discouragement. What I mean by this is that by just showing up and completing your workout consistently, it'll become that much easier to show up for the next workout. Just by eating healthy options, you're going to be resetting your taste buds, raising your appreciation for real, healthy food while decreasing your cravings for junk food. On the other hand, by saying, screw it, I'm not working out today, or screw it, I'm going to eat all the junk food I want today, it makes it that much easier to say, screw it, the next day. Not only in relation to dieting and working out, but in relation to all aspects of your life. Your resolve, discipline, and motivation will all snowball based on your day-to-day decisions. If you want to lose weight effortlessly, be so consistent that your motivation snowballs to the point where just showing up becomes effortless. Let's move on to one of my favorite tricks. Satisfy your hungry stomach before you satisfy your hungry mind. You see, creating massive restrictions will almost always create massive resistance. So, you want to find a way to allow yourself to be able to eat the foods that you actually enjoy, even the bad ones, without overindulging. This is once again where your mind is playing tricks on you. From a rational standpoint, nothing will satisfy your hunger like a high-protein meal with a bunch of green vegetables. However, as soon as your body is physically hungry, your mind starts suggesting all the worst possible options like fried foods, chips, or ice cream. So what I want you to do is, rather than resisting those temptations, allow yourself to eat whatever your mind wants, but only after you satisfy your stomach's physical feeling of hunger with a meal high in healthy sources of protein and vegetables. Usually after a filling meal, you'll be pleasantly surprised to find that you no longer crave the junk food that you were so desperately craving anymore, making it effortless to resist it. And if you do crave some of that junk food, you'll eat way less of it before you're full. Another trick to make dieting more effortless is to incorporate foods that you actually enjoy. I've seen too many people that absolutely love carbs on diet plans that heavily restrict carbs. Well, in the long run, that's not going to work out because it's going to require an insane amount of effort to resist eating the foods that you truly enjoy. The same thing happens with people that go on a diet and they go from eating tasty junk food to bland, boring food because in an effort to cut more calories, they don't add any oil or seasonings to their healthy food options. Well, if you can't stomach what you're eating, you won't be eating it for very long. There are ways to incorporate your favorite foods as well as all 3 macronutrients into your eating plan so you can feel like you're not dieting at all. And that's actually the ideal way to make dieting feel effortless. The next trick for effortless weight loss is to incorporate daily activities that you actually enjoy. Going for a bike ride, walking your dogs, and playing a sport are all perfect examples of this. They give you an opportunity to burn off extra calories that you could use to eat more without gaining body fat, or you can add those calories to your net deficit. I truly have a lot of fun doing things like jujitsu, boxing, and hiking with my dogs. So if there's a day where I'm extremely resistant to the idea of exercising, or if I just feel like mixing it up, I can do one of those other things to continue that forward momentum, allowing my motivation to continue snowballing in a positive direction. Moving on, the next thing you can do to lose weight effortlessly is treat your body like a temple that you honor, not a woodshed that you're indifferent to. Imagine that you're your own customizable character and you can develop the exact feelings and skills that you truly want to have, or not. Understand that if you have a plant that you don't water, that plant will eventually die. With your daily choices, you can make your customizable character everything you've ever hoped for or everything you've ever feared. And it's all about how you treat your body. It truly blows my mind how many people drive only the nicest cars, but they're perfectly okay with stepping out of that car with their body in a state of total chaos. Well, I would much rather honor my body before I honored my car. After all, without this vehicle, that car isn't moving. Honoring your body goes further than diet and exercise. It's also about getting enough sleep, dressing in a way that makes you feel good, and treating yourself with care, dignity, and respect. The next trick actually goes hand in hand with this one. I want you to feel successful and reward yourself primarily based on your day-to-day accomplishments, not your ultimate goal. Sure, you want to achieve your ultimate goal, but you won't achieve it if you feel like a failure every time you step on the scale and don't lose weight, or even worse, gain weight. Instead, understand that you hitting your ultimate goal is about you hitting your smaller daily goals. So you should feel successful just by putting your sneakers on and getting to the gym for that day. You should feel proud of eating nothing but real whole foods for the whole day. Over time, these small successes are the things that'll lead you to your ultimate goal. The last and final trick that I want to go over today to make weight loss easier is to have something to lose. The human brain is programmed to avoid losing something it already has than it is to gain something it wants. By giving your best friend $10 every time you don't go to the gym, you're creating a system that actually holds you accountable regardless of your own personal excuses for that day. There are many other ways you can do this. You can book a vacation 2 months from now and buy a bathing suit that doesn't fit yet. You can do the same thing with an expensive pair of jeans or a really nice shirt and leave it in front of your dresser until you can actually fit into it. This is actually exactly what we do with our fat loss challenge. We require you to place a bet on yourself that you will in fact stay consistent and accountable for 6 weeks straight. And ever since we started doing that, the success rate has skyrocketed to the point where on average our clients are now losing 20 pounds or 5% body fat in only 6 weeks. Put some skin in the game, put something on the line, because when you have something to lose, your goal, it becomes real, and you're essentially burning the ships behind you, leaving yourself one way to go, and that's forward. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you out. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I release more free tips and tricks just like this one. And if you'd like to take the next step and you want to try a done-for-you program proven to work that includes a 42-day workout plan, a customized diet plan, a recipe book, as well as an accountability coach that'll check in with you and contact you every week to help guide you through the whole process, you should check out my 6-week challenge. You can learn more about it by clicking the link in the description or by visiting my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.